Hello, and welcome to my small part of the universe. My name is Hailstone, and today I would like to discuss two important theories that I have on the game Barotrauma. Now, for those who don't know, Barotrauma is a game made by Fake Fish and Undertow Games. It is a rather interesting horror game and one I have screamed at myself more than once. In an enjoyable manner, of course, in both rage and vitriol. But looking around at the community of Barotrauma, there isn't a lot of visible lore, at least YouTube-wise. So, I kind of wanted to start that out, and I wanted to start it with one theory alone. Who built the alien ruins in Barotrauma? Are they native to Europa? Are they Jovian? Or are they not from our solar system altogether? Or perhaps are they humans? Well, please stick around and... Now, I have two prevailing theories regarding the presence of aliens on Europa. One, they are native, and the creatures in-game that we call crawlers are the de-evolved descendants of the aliens that supposedly once lived here on Europa, reduced from their past greatness in one capacity or another. Two, the ruins of Barotrauma have an almost automated nature to them. As well, each ruin's location may be part of some alien arc ship that either impacted Europa and began repurposing itself into a more usable form, or possibly Europa is a part of a colony drop that was sent down by said arc and left abandoned for unknown reasons, with the intention to eventually inhabit this moon later in time. Now this is section 1, evidence for crawlers being the builders of the alien ruins. Comparing the anatomy of fauna on Europa, the crawler is the only one whose overall features seem to fit that would navigate the ruins well and even utilize their technology, due to seemingly having 4 or so digits on each hand. I believe in the past the crawlers had the ability to utilize technology like the alien pistol and the ancient weapons. I theorize is that over time they've become more suited for their new marine habitat. Whether they are native or immigrated to the European biosphere, I am unsure. Like other life in the European biosphere, crawlers reproduce through eggs. In the alien ruins, there is technology that is recognized as incubation bubbles that could serve as a protective environment for crawler young due to them not giving live birth and creating a more ideal environment on a harsh world, while the parents of said offspring continued with more important tasks and jobs around the colony. Though this doesn't explain why the incubation bubbles often contain genetic material of other fauna, there could be two reasons for this. The simple one is contamination. As we are unsure of the age of the ruins, we can guess that the alien presence has been absent on the Jovian moon for at least maybe 100,000 to 1 million years. And in that time frame, genetic material has simply filtered into the ruins and rests in every other odd place, and gotten into places it shouldn't be otherwise. The second reason could be due to crawlers being colonists from another world, and they use these incubation bubbles to modify their young for the more harsh environment of another planet by harvesting local DNA samples to alter their forms. Lights utilized by the fractal guardians, light emanating in the ruins, and the eyes of the crawlers. In ruins, there are varying levels of light, to simple low-light emanation to the bright headlamps used by the fractal guardians to spot and navigate the dark water and ruins they patrol. While sight varies greatly between fauna on Europa, from all-encompassing gaze of the Watcher to the near sight of the Tripitorus, despite seemingly having no eyes whatsoever, the crawler seems to have 2 sets of 3 eyes set in their skulls. In such a way it's almost similar to humans, but also similar to predators and prey animals on Earth. The placement of the eyes on a crawler seemed to allow it to ascertain a large amount of information of the environment, though the type of eyes it has are not known. Though it is possible crawlers have a combination of compound and camera type eyes, with camera types being set either in the front or secondary pairs, with the other eyes containing the purpose of dealing with the low-light conditions on the European environment. If crawlers do, or at one point did, have such an array of eyes, it would explain the exquisite detail of the ruins, and why the fractal guardians utilize light on any level, as the creators probably relied on light as well to see. This may be reflected in their creations just as humans implement camera on robots. Whoever made the Guardians may have had eyes complex enough to appreciate detail on a fine level and utilize light to see. Crawlers seem to have a level of intelligence that is not found in the other fauna of the European moon. This is due to the mere fact that they can recognize the moment something has died. The ability to recognize and grieve death of another is recognized in many animal species on Earth, ranging from apes, elephants, crows, to dolphins. Though crawlers are quite different in this category, as even if they do recognize death immediately, they do not grieve, but rather initiate a feeding frenzy if they see one of their own dead. Though, if this does not have enough merit, I would direct one to the top of husk infection. There are only 2 known full hosts of the husk, crawlers and humans. But the question is, why are humans and crawlers the only 2 hosts that the husk takes? Perhaps a small amount of information can be gleaned from husked humans. Humans under husk infections are, while brutish, are somewhat able to operate devices if just on some mundane level as being able to open doors. While information is lacking, this might indicate that crawlers and humans might share similar functions in their brain that a husk can take advantage of. Though whether this is pure coincidence or a trait that is shared by sentient species is a matter for debate and at best tentative. Section 2. Remains of a lost Ark or a repurposed Ark ship. If crawlers are not the builders of ruins, examinations of the alien ruins could also imply they are either seeded colonies or pieces of an Ark-type ship that impacted the European surface long ago, and the intended inhabitants were either lost on the Ark itself or simply they never arrived. It is quite possible that the alien ruins themselves are massive chunks of a broken-up Ark ship that impacted the European surface. The basis of this theory is the automated maintenance of the ruins of Europa. While this automated maintenance could be one of mere convenience to the builders of the ruins, this could have also been indicative of technology that would have been great value in the vein of keeping alien colonization ships in tip-top shape as they journeyed for eons across the galactic disk and countless interstellar mediums, from anything from particle degrees to other obstacles. And when it got to a suitable colony world, in this case the Jovian moon Europa, something went wrong and the ship impacted the surface violently before sinking into the depths. And due to the nature of the icy moons like Europa, just over 1 million years or less, any evidence of such an event would be broken up and before too long would be covered up by a fresh sheet of ice. As for what happened to the ship below, the ice either broke it apart or the materials were repurposed into a large variety of outposts across the subsurface ocean, ripe for habitation for a people that would seemingly never arrive. But why did these intended inhabitants never arrive? Could it be due to the alien ruins being a part of an Ark ship? As one could speculate that such a lengthy journey through interstellar space would be too much to bear for a fully grown sentient being. So it would be better to send out a ship with the means to breed a population when it arrived at a suitable site, hence the reason there are so many incubation bubbles, both active and inactive, found in alien ruins. But yet these bubbles would go unused upon inspection, containing only the DNA of local fauna for whatever reason or another. Mayhaps the stored genetic materials of the colonists lost over time to the interstellar medium and radiation, or the containment system preserving the genetics failed, allowing the passengers to rot away over God knows how long. As well, the ship impacting the surface of Europa would also account for the plethora of artifacts that are just scattered everywhere across the ocean cliffs and beds of Europa. Ultimately, it's hard to say what the origins of the ruins are in the end, but after much thought and deliberation of available evidence, these seem to be the 2 most likely origins. But as to which one is more viable, only more time, debate, research, and future updates will tell us more about the ruins. I hope you enjoyed these thoughts on Barotrauma, and thank you for listening. I am Hailstone, and please do like, share, and subscribe if you don't mind. Have a good day.